take care of your gun, it'll take care of you.
And today, the Daggers Quartet will bring you the Midweek News. Midweek News. Midweek News. Midweek News. Midweek News. Final Fantasy 15 may be released for PC. This comes from a look of the JavaScript file in the HTML code for the website, making references to Steam as well as Xbox, PlayStation, and Square Enix online stores. This is a indication. I'm not going to say it's definitive. It seems plausible now that they're planning on releasing it for PC around the same time as Xbox or PlayStation. That might not necessarily be the case, but I am inclined to think that it does. Not necessarily so much as this, but from something that I watched the latest Jimquisition episode, for me at least, that was involving Square Enix's business model on how they've been breaking up games. And Jim Sterling did a show. I'll put a link in the description below to that episode. And he talks about some of his contacts in Square Enix talking about there was an inherent distrust in the market for console games with the release of the PS4 and Xbox One. They didn't think it was going to do very well, so they were planning accordingly and preparing for they thought it was inevitable, it was going to fail. They were preparing for releasing for PC and mobile games. That doesn't necessarily happen, but they've already kind of been going in that direction. So far, we've seen games broken up into pieces. We've seen Square Enix releasing lots of Final Fantasy content onto PC. I think they're opening up to the PC market, at the very least. So this seems as good of any, like, this evidence marked with what recent history has told us about Square Enix. They're preparing, I think, for a big PC push. So this is looking like a really good deal for me. I'm really excited about a hopeful Final Fantasy 15 PC launch. The Steam version of Tales of Symphonia did not launch as expected. It had numerous bugs and some really inherent flaws in the game. Some of them being locked at 720p, incomplete and broken translations, locked at 30 frames a second, only 6 save slots, and there was a DRM called VM Protect that creates a new exe file every time the game starts. Now, I'm not a big fan of DRM. I feel like DRM shouldn't be required in order to be able to move sales, but piracy is an issue. I understand that people want to protect their product, but at the same time, DRM, there's got to be a better way of doing it. But this is a problem. I hope anyone who bought this game and in this condition returned it immediately. Anytime a game like this comes out where it's just a bad PC port, you need to return the game. I understand that this game's old. I understand that this game came out on GameCube originally, but I expect I expect some better than this. I expect more than just a bad port. This is the PC. You could do so much more. Why don't you put more effort? They didn't try. That's essentially what they did. They didn't try. I was looking forward to playing Tales of Symphonia on PC, but I'm a little hesitant to get it now that I know it's just so buggy and it has all these problems with it. I'm really hoping there's already been a statement put out by the head developer, and they're saying that they're working on it. They're getting it fixed. It is still on sale though, so until they come up with something that says it's fixed, don't buy it, would be my suggestion. And if you have bought it in this condition, return it and wait. I feel like there needs to be some kind of punishment for developers that release games in this condition. And the only punishment that I could think of is using the Steam refund policy. That's the only thing I can think of, and I really strongly encourage people to use it. Arcen Games is forced to cut most of their staff due to the slow sales of Starward Rogue. This was a new game just released by Arcen Games. If you're not familiar with Arcen Games, they're the ones that made The Last Federation. The game, it's been a Let's Play of mine for the last couple months, and they do really good work. Starward Rogue is not a bad game. It was released January 22nd, but it's had really slow sales. It hasn't been doing very well. It's got mostly positive reviews, overwhelmingly positive on Steam. So anyone who's played it, they seem to like it. It hasn't done badly as far as quality. It's just people aren't buying it. So I'm a little concerned with Arcen Games getting rid of most of their staff, but it could also be that they're not. No, right now they just don't need the staff. They might not be working on any projects right now, so they're just cutting their staff for the time being until maybe they get some sales of the game. What they're hoping for is that when there's a sale that picks up on the game, that people will buy it. Because what their fear is that people are waiting for a sale right now, as most people do. It is currently on sale for like 10%, so it's not much of a sale as far as Steam standards are concerned, but it's still on sale and it's near launch, so there you go. I don't think it's because of the game. I have this feeling, now I might be wrong on this. This isn't really anything I've read up on or anything else, because I was looking for stats on PC sales or Steam sales on of like last month or the previous month, so December and January. I do know, just from me as a consumer, that there have been several sales recently. And I'm talking about, you had the November sales, so you had Steam that had a sale in November that went through to December. You had some other sales with GOG. I think they've had two big sales within the last the 2 or 3 months. You've also had you had a sale, I think, just last month from the Humble Store. These sales, people have been pouring money into these sales because it's a good opportunity to buy games. So people throw their money in sales, right? I almost feel personally, and I think this also spreads to other people, that I've spent all my money. Like, I've spent money on games now. I don't have the funds I once had because I've spent them. And, you know, we're about like a month and a half off of from Christmas. You know, people did a lot of buying then. I think it's just a low period, and I'm really hoping that Arcen Games gets some love pretty soon. I think they will. It's just a matter of time. But for the time being, they're having to go to bare bones on their staff, which is just disappointing. But I really wish them the best. That Dagger quartet sure is something. Give them a round of applause. Yeah. Well, that was your midweek news, so I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. The news is certainly different out here in the wastes.